All right, so we've got a person and a shadow and a tree and a shadow. This should be awfully familiar to you guys, right? Because we did this outside. So I'm going to actually draw it out. So here's a person and she is 5 feet tall and she makes a shadow that's 3 feet long. Okay. And then we've got a tree. Here's my lovely tree. And we don't know how tall the tree is. Let's call it X. But it has a shadow that is 12 feet long. So we can set up a proportion. We just have to make sure that everything is in the correct order. So I'm actually going to do two different proportions and either one will work. So let me just kind of set up this little template here. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can say the person compared to the person's shadow is the same thing as the tree in relationship to the tree shadow. So that would look like 5 goes with 3, okay? And I'm going to say that this is the person. I'm just going to make sure that this is the shadow. It just reminds me that the shadow is down here at the bottom. So when I come over on this side of the proportion and I have an X and I have a 12, I remember, oh yeah, the 12 is the shadow. So that needs to go down here. And the X is going to come up to the top. You could also have compared them this way. You could have said, well, the person is to the tree as the person's shadow is to the tree's shadow. Just keeping the order the same. So we could say 5 is to X, this is to this, as 3 is to 12. Okay? Either way, you'll notice if you go the cross multiplication method, you are going to be multiplying 3 times x here, 3 times x here, and 5 times 12 here, and 5 times 12 here. Or you could have also just said, well, hey, I notice that in a proportion, it's really a set of equivalent fractions, and I'm multiplying by 4 to get from 3 up to 12, so I would do the same thing on the top. And what would I get? I would get 20. Or you could also think of it this way, 3 times 4 is 12 going down, so I would do the same thing over here. 5 times 4 in this case is 20. Any way you slice it, you should have gotten that the tree was 20 feet tall.